Just gone 7 p.m. and you're watching Newsplus right here on ZTN Prime with me, Wadzanai Sansole. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. These are your top stories. Acting President Mohadi tours Rutenga Mafura plant. The Zimbabwe School Examination Council has released the November 2025 ordinary level examination results, with the national pass rate improving to 35.26%. We shall also compare the national pass rate for the past 5 years right here on Newsplus. Drivers celebrate government's decision to scrap retesting, a decision that was made to create a business-friendly transport framework. And in your sports updates, as the ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket Cup takes center stage, Zimbabwe will look to the future with 17-year-old Blignot twins representing the Chevrons. We now take a look at our top stories, and here's to hoping that you are having a good evening, and we thank you for joining us once again. Now, Acting President Kembo Mohadi today toured the expanding Mapfura Marula Value Addition plant at Rutenga Growth Point as the Second Republic forges ahead with rural industrialization. And the Acting President was led on a tour of the process of the processing of the Mapfura fruit into various products such as wines and body oils by the National Biotechnology Authority of Zimbabwe, NBAZ. Chief Executive Dr. Dexter Savajge took him on the tour. Now, the plant was commissioned in 2021 and is undergoing expansion to produce more value-added products as NBAZ eyes to satiate the local and export markets. And the Acting President was accompanied by the Acting Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development Minister, Professor Paul Mavima, and Minister of State for Masvingo Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Ezra Chadzamira. Now, also present during the tour was the Minister of State Security, Lovemo Matuke, and other senior government officials. And after this tour, the Acting President addressed a bumper crowd at Rutenga Primary School. Now, moving on to our other top stories, the Zimbabwe School Examination Council has released the November 2025 ordinary level examination results, with the national pass rate improving to 35.26%. Now, this marks an improvement from 33.12% recorded in 2024, and female candidates once again outperformed their male counterparts, achieving a 36.31% pass rate compared to 34.09% for male candidates. And announcing the results in Harare earlier today, ZIMSEC chairperson Professor Paul Mapfumo said students can access their results online via the ZIMSEC portal for the next 5 days.
A total of 326 special needs candidates set for ordinary level examinations in 2025. Of these, 175 wrote 5 or more subjects and 65 passed 5 or more subjects, yielding an overall pass rate of 37.14. In comparison, a total of 251 special needs candidates set for examinations in 2024. Of these, 160 wrote 5 or more subjects and 57 passed 5 or more subjects, yielding an overall pass rate of 35.63%. The 2025 pass rate for special needs candidates increased by 1.51%.
And now for a pass rate comparison in the past 5 years, we are joined live by Faith Nyaude. Good evening, Faith. Over to you.
Well, hello and good evening. Thank you so much for having me. Well, today the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education announced that the 2024 O-level results were out. As you might be aware, these are the most anticipated results. It is really quite impressive to note that this year's pass rate of 35.36% is the highest pass rate we've had since the year 2021. Let me break it down for you. The number of candidates who sat for the 2025 examinations increased by 3.68%. This is from 291,341 in 2024 to 302,066 students. Let's just take you through the trends. That's the pass rate from 2021 up until now, the latest results that we've recorded. as you can see from this graph, 2021 recorded the lowest pass rate and for this time under scrutiny. The 2021 class had a pass rate percentage of 26.34%, and this was despite the COVID-19 pandemic, which actually devastated the world. Moving to 2022, the rising trend then continued with a 28.96% pass rate reported. Going into 2023 now, the pass rate stood at 29.41%, while the class of 2024 actually had 33.19%. And now we are in 2025, and this class is representing a 3-year upward trend, a consecutive positive result with the current standing of the pass rate of 35.36%. This meaning the pass rate increased by 2.14%. So now let us take a look at the pass rate distribution since the year 2021. In 2021, the men surpassed the women by over 25%, but 27.19%. Now, this is to about 25.40%. Over in 2022, the girls performed quite well in as much as they did not perform as much as their male counterparts. They were quite competitive during this period. Now going into 2023 now, the pass rate also continued to increase. As you can realize, the pass rate was over 30% for both the males and the females, showing a very good distribution of the percentage pass rate in that year. In 2024, female candidates reported a pass rate of 33.54% against the 32.65% that was recorded for male candidates. Now, this now showing that females gained a bit of ground against their male candidates. In 2025 now, the ladies are still leading, and now it is by quite a huge margin, because the pass rate is standing at 33.54% for the females against 32.65% that have been recorded for the men.
Thank you very much, Faith, for giving us that comparison of the O-level national pass rate. We now shift the focus to what's happening in the transport sector. Drivers are celebrating the government's decision to scrap retesting. And that's the decision that was made to recreate a modern, efficient and business-friendly transport regulatory framework. Now, some of these fees were hindering operational efficiency, especially for those in the transport business.
This January, the Ministry of Transport announced the complete removal of the requirement for retesting of public service drivers, advising law enforcement agencies that retesting of PSV drivers is no longer a requirement, a development warmly welcomed by the transport operators.
Ndikufara zvisingamboite because tangatanzwa nekudyirwa mari nenyaya yemaretest nemapurisa.
Ndiriseni zvangu ndikufara singaiti ngosi pamaretest paipa yanga ingori nyaya yekungozongotorana mari chakangokosha i5 years experience saka zvaitwa negovernment tozvitenda zvisingaiti.
Retesting drivers were stifling drivers financially, who say the law was unfair and inconsiderate of most public service drivers.
Retest, molikuita retest. Ndofana nemunhu akatora license class 4 aringopiwa anoverteka nekuleft side azimtemweroti samaitwa mese isusu maclass 1 because class 1 atidrive madriver anoita kukumana nezvitoko.
Transport Zimbabwe United Deregulated Commuter Operators President Frederick Maguraminga is convinced this move will enhance compliance from motorists.
The process of getting the retest was cumbersome and it was costly, but we are not saying it was not yielding results, but it was cumbersome. They were not affording it, and as a result, they were actually being discouraged from getting other important papers, for example, the defensive, for example, the medicals, which are also very important in terms of driver improvement and the condition of the driver medically.
Moving to the recently revised number plate prices, some believe more still needs to be done.
$10 would be fine. $10, $10, $20 at least, that would be, because for us people on the ground, you can't access $10 today. It's very difficult. So even $5, $10, that would be much better.
Most motorists appear to be grateful about the decision that was made by the government in terms of removing the retesting of drivers. But another plea has just arose. Drivers are asking if it's possible for the government to make it mandatory for their employers to give them basic salary instead of having targets. They feel and they believe this will reduce the accidents on the road. For ZTM Prime, I am Sitachisiwe Gwaza in Harare.
Now, in other news, the United Nations has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting Zimbabwe's development agenda following a high-level mission that included engagements with government leadership. More from Eben Mabunda.
The United Nations Assistant Secretary General and Deputy Executive Director of UN Women, Dr. Nyaradzai Kumbonjanda, at a joint press briefing at the end of her week-long mission in Zimbabwe, commended the government of Zimbabwe for the progress made in advancing gender equality and women's empowerment, while reaffirming UN Women's continued support to the country through policy, technical, and programmatic assistance.
It is also important for us, whilst we're here, encouraged to see that Zimbabwe played critical roles at the regional level, including on the negotiations of the Convention on Ending Violence Against Women and Girls at the African Union level. However, we note that Zimbabwe has not yet ratified this convention.
Dr. Kumbonjanda described the engagements with government as constructive, highlighting progress made in strengthening policy alignment and partnerships that place women and girls at the center of development. She noted that at a time of shifting global development priorities, sustaining gains in gender equality requires strong national ownership and continued international financial support.
Economic empowerment for women is not just micro, it is also macro. It's also not single sector, it's multiple sector. And as UN Women and as the United Nations, we pledge our continued support to this country, our work with women's organizations, with communities, for us to be able to contribute to these very important dimensions, which is at the heart of NDS 2.
Adama Musa, the East and Southern Africa Deputy Director UN Women, reinforced the United Nations commitment to supporting Zimbabwe through a coordinated whole-of-UN approach aligned with government priorities and the Sustainable Development Goals.
We had a meeting with the private sector through Econo Group to visit Ignite, which is one of a very inspiring projects. We had a meeting with Women Rights and Gender Group, which is donors meeting in terms of their commitment around gender issues.
The joint press briefing underscores the United Nations' intent to deepen cooperation with government, civil society, and development partners while accelerating progress on gender equality and inclusive growth in Zimbabwe. For ZTN Prime, I'm Eben Mabunda, Harare.
Coming up on Newsplus shortly after the break, China funds solar plant for Jairus Jiri Children's Center.
This is AFCON, my friend. Everything is a competition. Everything.
So here they come for the opening game, and away we are here at the African Cup of Nations.
Join our family meeting from the 21st of December to the 18th of January. Purchase a decoder for $30. AFCON 2025, live on Supersport.
Welcome back. You're watching Friday's edition of Newsplus. Now, the Jairus Jiri Children's Center in Harare this Friday received a major boost after the installation of a new $12,000 solar power system funded by a Chinese company. And the donation, handed over by Chinese ambassador to Zimbabwe, Zhou Ding, included educational materials, computers, food supplies, and other goods worth thousands of dollars. Installed by Jiangsu Feng Power Energy Equipment Company, the solar photovoltaic system is designed to provide consistent, clean energy to the entire facility, which serves almost 200 children with disabilities. And speaking at the handover ceremony, Ambassador Zhou said the donation is part of the broader, enduring partnership between Zimbabwe and his country.
Today we gather not only to deliver donations, but to celebrate the enduring friendship and deepening partnership between China and Zimbabwe. Our nations have stood together as brothers and partners for decades. China is proud to have contributed to Zimbabwe's economic and social progress.
Gyros GD Association President Dr. Alva Senderai expressed gratitude for the donation. Now, Dr. Senderai said the center provides essential care and education to 168 children, upholding the legacy of its late founder.
The landscape of our children's lives has been forever transformed. His Excellency, Ambassador Zhao Ding, and the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Zimbabwe, we extend our deepest gratitude to the donation of essential textbooks, electronic gadgets, stationery, and groceries worth $3,000.
And in other news, mining activity at Karo Mine is expected to start in 2027 after the completion of the first phase of building is completed. At peak, the platinum processing plant will produce 220,000 tons of ore in a month. Now, Mines Minister Polite Kambamura yesterday toured the mining operation, noting the significant progress that has been made.
Now, in 2018, the president launched the groundbreaking ceremony of Karo Mine. 8 years later, and $500 million injected into this project, they are anticipating full-on mining production to start in the first quarter of 2027.
On the ground in Selous, the Karo Platinum project remains a work in progress. While full production is still some distance away, mining-related activity has now begun, with construction and early-stage mining taking place at the same time.
So we are, as you saw when you came to site, the mining kit is starting to be here. So in the first quarter of this year, we'll progress with bulk waste mining, right, all the way through until eventually we get to reef. And then in terms of production, we're looking to be into production first half of 2027. So there's still a lot of construction that you can see, but which will run in parallel with the mining.
The project, first launched in 2018, has undergone years of exploration and civil works, including extensive drilling to confirm mineral deposits. The government says the site has now moved beyond the planning phase.
Since 2018, they've been running around, working on this ground. They did exploration, drilled about 90,000 meters, which is about 90 kilometers of drilling, and the results were so exciting. They did not stop there. They went on further to start on construction works.
Waste stripping is underway to expose platinum-bearing rifts, a necessary step before sustained extraction can begin. Once commercial output starts, the platinum processing plant is expected to treat 220,000 tons of ore per month.
It is a concentrate that is designed to process 220,000 tons of ore per month. We'll be receiving our ore at a grade of 3.3 grams per ton, between 2.8 grams per ton and 3.3 grams per ton.
The concentrator is expected to produce platinum concentrate for export, placing Zimbabwe among a limited number of global platinum suppliers. Until then, activity on site remains focused more on preparation.
The life of mine for Karo is about 50 years, so we will still be there after 50 years to see the successes of Karo resources, what they've been doing for the incoming generations. So they will start with an open pit deposits.
On the other hand, employment is projected to increase as operations expand, with more workers expected on site as mining and processing scale up. For now, Karo represents a project transitioning from development into mining, with its economic impact still largely in the future.
With PGM prices steadily on the rise, Karo Resources Mining is now accelerating the installation of their platinum processing plant in order to also catch up and milk on the prices that PGMs are promising. Reporting for ZTN Prime, I'm Faith Nyaude in Selous.
Harare Mayor Jacob Mafume says council will soon migrate to a new enterprise resource planning system, BIQ, to improve billing efficiency, transparency, and also service delivery. Now, the rollout of the BIQ comes years after the city ditched it in 2020, citing the system's failure to deliver the functionality of enterprise resource planning to the city and high costs associated with running it. And the system will integrate key municipal operations, including billing and financial management, enhancing clarity for ratepayers and reducing revenue leakages. Now, Councillor Mafume describes the ERP system as a fundamental pillar of good governance, saying it is a necessary condition of accountability in local government. And the new system will enhance billing clarity for ratepayers, reduce errors, and also close long-standing revenue leakages that have affected council finances for years.
We are moving and pushing to make sure that the new billing platform, and we anticipate that this billing platform will be a bit more robust, more engaging, more interactive with the residents, and will be able to deal with accurate billing points. So we ask you to bear with us as we do the crossovers to this billing platform and deal with any of the teething problems.
Transport operators move to self-assessment tax regime. That story and more coming up in business.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory with more, because we got you. You get it? You know that. We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars. It's my specialty. We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone, with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay. We got you. DSTV, we got you all the way.
Harare, tune into the beat.
Capitalk 100.4 FM, your source for news, business, sports, fashion, and more.
Experience the pulse of Harare's culture and lifestyle.
Capitalk 100.4 FM, Harare's top radio station.
Join the conversation with Zimbabwe's top personalities.
Subscribe now for fresh and infotainment content daily.
Capital 100.4 FM, Harare's heartbeat.
It's time now to take a look at what's happening in the world of business. The government has begun implementing a major reform in the taxation of the transport sector, moving large transport operators from the presumptive tax system to the self-assessment income tax regime in a shift aimed at aligning the sector with mainstream taxation.
Presumptive taxes are established as a way of trying to assist some of the business persons to grow, to learn the tax landscape, and then be able to stand on their own in the future. So at this point in time, the sector has been recognized such that they are being moved from the presumptive tax regime to the self-assessment income tax regime.
Now, this move marks a transition from simplified taxation to a system based on actual business performance, placing the transport sector fully within the formal tax framework.
The omnibus operators, those that have vehicles that carry 25 passengers and above, and it also affects the operators with goods carrying vehicles which carry 10 tons and above, and it also affects what we refer to as the, or I can say, those who have boats, those who have those boats that are used for catching carpenter and for tourism in Carib or in Vic Falls. All such also have been moved to self-assessment.
The government says the 2026 tobacco marketing season is expected to be strong, with efforts underway to ensure quality and transparent buyers across all the floors. And Ministry of Agriculture says these measures aim to boost confidence in the market and protect growers' earnings. Meanwhile, the Tobacco Industry and Marketing Board has licensed Ethical Leaf Tobacco to operate an auction floor under Ethical Sales Floor in Willowvale, Harare. And this comes at a critical time for the industry. And according to TIMB, total planted area reached 113,536 hectares by mid-December 2025. And that's a 21.7% increase from the previous year.
To ensure that we have good buyers to buy the huge crop that we are anticipating, expansion of the people that are buying, so the auction floors and the buyers, and also we have sent our teams to really scout for buyers that can give good prices for our farmers. So we don't anticipate a reduction in the price because our quality for Zimbabwe tobacco is always good. We anticipate that the prices will still be good, and we have more buyers to ensure that prices are maintained. So we anticipate a good selling season for tobacco, owing to a good production that our farmers have done for the 2025-26 tobacco season.
Now, Econet Wireless Zimbabwe has planned separation of its infrastructure business, which is expected to unlock shareholder value by improving asset visibility, capital allocation, and operational focus. And the move forms part of the group's broader strategy to strengthen long-term growth as it adapts to a rapidly evolving digital environment. Now, during the Q2, November 30, 2025, Econet expanded its network with 103 new base stations nationwide, including sites in developing urban areas and underserved rural communities, aimed at improving coverage and network reliability. Now, the group also completed major core network upgrades for both voice and data services and is finalizing a new billing and subscription platform to improve operational efficiency, network security, and overall service quality. Those were your business updates this Friday. Stand by for sport. As the ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup takes centre stage, Zimbabwe will look to the future with 17-year-old twins, Michael and Kian Blignot, set to represent the Chevrons. Now, sons to former Zimbabwe all-rounder Andy Blignot, the twins have earned their selection through performance and potential, not pedigree. And despite the weight of expectation that can accompany a legendary surname, the twins insist the Blignot name brings motivation rather than pressure. And instead of being burdened by comparisons, they view the tournament as an opportunity to follow in their father's footsteps and, if possible, take them even further.
No, I don't think it's any pressure. I think it's a good opportunity to be like our dad. He's done very well. And hopefully we can replicate what he's done and hopefully go even further. So yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all. I know it's big shoes to fill, but I'm confident me and Mike can fill those shoes with ease and even be greater than he was. So that's the goal.
Oh, it's amazing. It's an honor to be playing in these Zimbabwe colors. You know, you take pride for your nationality, and me and Ken, we have lots of pride for Zimbabwe. So playing in these colors it's an honor.
Yes, Brian Bennett is a good role model of mine. I see him playing a lot of first-class matches, and I actually try and replicate my game around him and have a few chats here and there with him. And yeah, he's one of the players I enjoy watching.
Now, key to that confidence has been the support system around them. Family backing, coupled with the encouragement of Zimbabwean fans, has played a vital role in easing nerves and fueling belief as the tournament approaches.
Oh, that support's very important to us. So, yeah, when you have family supporting you, it always makes it easier out there. When there's pressure, you always know that there's someone that has your back in the crowd. So it's always very important.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap on our bulletin this evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. My name is Wadanai Sansole.